Hello everyone, and thank you for joining my Zoom strategy call for 2025. I hope you all had a lovely Christmas. I am recording this so I can share it with other clients who aren't able to make the call. We will crack on with some goal settings. So we are going old school with thinking about goals and setting them as SMART. So our goals need to be specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and a realistic time frame. So we're going to be using that acronym to set our goals. Now, as an example of what a bad goal is, although it is a valid goal, so one of mine is to become leaner. So there's nothing wrong with that as a goal in terms of our thoughts. So I do want to become leaner, but in order for it to be a SMART goal, it needs to be specific. And obviously that as a specific is not. So I would need to break that down as to how I can achieve that and what that looks like for me. So it would be reducing my body fat and increasing my muscle mass percentage. For the purpose of this call, I'm going to use an easier goal as such to break down to show you. So on your piece of paper, you need to write 3 months, 6 months, 9 months and 12 months, because if we've got a goal and we say it as a whole, so I'm going to use the goal of 2 stone, which is 28 pounds. So that would be over 12 months. So 2 stone in 12, that's my goal for 2025, to lose 2 stone. I've broken that down that it's 28 pounds. Now that can sound quite a lot. That would be 28 weeks of losing 1 pound a week. And it can be overwhelming. So that is why we break these down into smaller chunks. So if we divide the 28 pounds by 12, that's £2, 3 ounces a month, which when you've broken it down like that, isn't as much. So for the first 3 months, we would be up to March. And as your first 2025 goal, that would be £6, 9 ounces. So your 3 months is the first part broken down, £6, 9 ounces. So that is the target. If you were losing 2 stone in a year, your target in the first 3 months would be to lose £6, 9 ounces. We then move on to the 6 months. So we're timesing that 3 months by 2. So by the end of 6 months, you should have lost £13, 8 ounces, there or thereabouts. And then again, we add another 3 months onto that. So by 9 months of the year, you would be at £20, 7 ounces, again, there or thereabouts. My maths isn't amazing. But yeah, we'll be there or thereabouts. And then your final 3 months of the year would be another £2, 3 ounces, which would take you to that 28 pounds goal of 2 stone. So it just, and I wrote that down here just so you can see, whoops. So I've broken it down. So the first 3 months, you should be at £6, 9 ounces. By 6 months, you should be at £6, 8 ounces. 9 months, the £20, 7, and then you would be £28 if you keep breaking those £6, 9 ounces down. So with your goals that are specific to you, you need to break them down into small 3-month manageable goals. It just makes it less overwhelming and easier to track. So it's something specific. So we've got a specific target by a reachable time frame. So if you said 8 stone in a year, it's not realistic. You could do it, but it probably wouldn't be very healthy. So it's just breaking that down into something that's realistic. You also need to be able to measure it. So how are you going to measure that goal? If you can't measure it, how do you know you're achieving it? So if I wanted to become leaner, which I do, I can't measure that other than photos, yes, I could see that this muscle's growing or that's got more definition. But you haven't got a specific measurable number or progress tracker. So I would do reduction of body fat percentage. So I would be able to see what my body fat percentage is at each month, because I can do get on the scales specific to that. And I'll be able to see and be able to track that is coming down. And again, with the muscle, I would be able to measure if my muscle mass is increasing by using specific scales. So it's something I can track. So that is your first part of your goals. It doesn't matter how many you've got, just make sure that you can break it down so that you can keep track of where you are. So I will let you do those in your own time. If you wanted to message me, we can meet up and have a chat about them between us, or in your next PT sessions or anything like that. We can go through your goals and make sure that we've broken them down into achievable milestones. The next thing is good to then have monthly targets. So although we know where we want to be every 3 months, each month it's nice to just have a little target, or more than one, which are going to help you to achieve your goals. So I'm going to go back to the example of the 2 stone weight loss. We know that's £2 3 ounces a month. In order to be able to do that, something else we could do each month, for example, is doing 3 30-minute walks a week. So you would then break that down over the month. So there's 12 30-minute walks in a month. Other examples, if not necessarily to weight loss, but you could set a 30-day challenge each month. So it could be squats, it could be sit-ups. I know we do them as a group quite often. So it could be that each month you're going to do a 30-day challenge. It could be, if you want to increase your walking, your steps, running, that you set a monthly mileage target. That just helps you to keep focused, but make sure it's specific to your goals. So the monthly targets or milestones or goals are going to be something that aids you to reach your end of 2025 goal. Hopefully that all makes sense so far. So think about those. I think like the mileage is always a good one. It just gives you something to work towards if you want to increase steps and walking and stuff like that. And then the last thing we're going to do and set is daily targets. So these are little tiny baby steps that are non-negotiables that you want to do daily, again, to help towards your goals for each month or every 3 months or the end goal. So it needs, again, to be related to your goal. So if you're wanting to lose 2 stone in 2025, reading a book every day isn't necessarily going to reach your goal, although it does feed the mind, and I love reading. It's not really relevant. So for me, my non-negotiables daily are 3 litres of water a day, because I just don't do it enough. And I know how much better I feel if I do. And also my 10,000 steps a day, because on my rest days, I don't get enough steps. So creating that as a non-negotiable daily target for me is 10,000 steps and 3 litres of water. So think of what is relevant to you. Obviously, if you don't drink now even a litre of water, or just hitting a litre, make it a small step. So 1.5 to start with is manageable. And once that becomes a daily habit, increase it to 2 and so on. Things like steps, if you only do 2,500, setting a goal of 10,000 steps a day is going to become overwhelming. It's a big jump for what you do now. So you could increase it to 4 or 5,000, and then when that becomes manageable, you can add another little bit on there. Don't make these that they become stressful for you to achieve. They want to be something you can do every day, and then build on it. So I've just wrote that out there as well. So monthly, some examples, and then your daily non-negotiables. So that is the first part of our strategy call. The second part is we're going to do a little spider graph. So some of you have done this with me before, but we're going to do it again because I think it's a really nice task, and it just helps to break down all the little things that you can make time for to help you achieve what you want to in 2025. Now, this part can be not necessarily specific just to your health and fitness goals. It could be all aspects of your life. And thinking about that, you want to come up with a word for 2025. So it's something that is relevant to what you want to achieve as a whole in 2025. So for me, my word is growth. I want to grow my muscles, which is physically. I want to grow my business. I want to grow my clients. I want to grow my knowledge. So I want to do more training and stuff like that. So my word is growth as a whole in all aspects of my life. I want it to be growth. So on your spider graph, you're going to write down all the things that are going to help you towards growth, or whatever it is your word is. So it could be focus. So how are you going to stay focused? What is going to help you to stay focused? Is it going to be having an accountability partner? Is it going to be getting a journal? Is it getting a diary, etc.? So on here, growth, I'm going to listen to more podcasts, because not only do they have some really distracting subjects, but also it does grow your mind. There's lots on there to do with health, fitness, wellness, or anything that you're kind of wanting to learn more about, or especially personal development. A lot of you know I'm quite keen on personal development, so there's a lot of podcasts around mindset. So you've got the Mindset Mentor, so they're great. Obviously I want to build muscle. So in order to build my muscle, I need to reduce my body fat and build my muscle mass. I'm going to do more reading. I know I made a joke about reading, but personal development books. I've got books on running, mindset. What else have I got? Chimp Paradox is a great book. But it's all things which are going to help me grow. Sorry, my thing's backward. Journaling, so writing down more about my thoughts and feelings at the end of the day, how I feel, what worked that day, what made me feel good, what I was grateful for. Journaling is a really good tool for helping build your mindset. And again, for me, growth. Meditation, I've also put in there studying, so I do want to gain more knowledge in order for me to help you guys even more. Growth in my business, so I'm working on getting more of an online community as well as in person. Obviously building more clients. So on there, you need to come up with as many things as you can around your word. So what it is that you want to, again, I'm going to use mine, grow. So my mind, health, etc., etc. And then also the tools that are going to help you get there. So what tools can you use to help you achieve that growth or focus or resilience? So your word is it needs to be a nice, happy word. So it could be happiness, it could be confidence, it could be self-esteem, resilience, motivation, focus, growth. There's lots of it, a nice, happy, positive word, and what you can do to achieve that. I hope that will make sense. Feel free to message me with any questions. If you would like to sit down and do this together, we can do, or if you'd like me to look at it once you've done it, then please feel free to. And yeah, I look forward to helping you achieve your 2025 goals.